미국 대선이 3개월 앞으로
The U.S. presidential election is just 3 months away. The contest between former President Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris seems inevitable. According to U.S. polling agencies, both candidates have support ratings of 49% and 50% respectively. The outcome of the American presidential election will significantly impact global trends. Therefore, I ask you, Seuseungnim, who is more suitable to become the 47th President of the United States, former President Donald Trump or Vice President Kamala Harris?
내한테도 이런 거 묻네요.
So you are even asking me about things like this.
그러면 정리를 해줘야 돼.
Then I am obligated to answer. A person
돼.
receiving a question has a duty to give an answer. If there was no question, then there is no reason to discuss it. Since I received the question, I will provide an answer. Former President Trump and President Biden are our predecessors.
우리 선배들입니다.
They are 홍익인간 predecessors. They are not 홍익인간s, which means enlightened intellectuals, fully mature and educated to benefit people. Then why are 홍익인간 predecessors still trying to hold on to the presidency? Because there are no young candidates with suitable talents. Since there are no suitable young talents, the seniors have to continue running the country. So Trump took a turn as president and served one term. Trump served one term and then lost to another senior figure. Why did that happen? Because he lacked ability. Had capable young 홍익인간s emerged, then the senior generation would have already passed the torch. But there are no capable young people. Who would these people be? Baby boomers. The elder generation wants to pass on the torch to the baby boomers, but there are no capable individuals among them. So the predecessors in their 80s continue to be presidents, and time has passed. They were reluctant to pass on the torch this time around. Former President Trump decided to run again, saying, "I will do it one more time." What happens when they try to stay on? The universe shakes things around. Who was going to run? Biden and Trump were contenders. So the universe shook things around. Heaven and Earth Grand Reconstruction Project doesn't happen by our actions alone. God must intervene. Because President Biden wanted to run again, the universe intervened so that when someone was talking here, he talked facing the other way. And his physical body was made more stiff. He keeps stumbling and falling down. And they keep showing these mishaps to people in public. If the people think he's not fit to run, what does this mean? It means heaven doesn't think he's fit to run. People are on the side of heaven, and heaven is on the side of people. Who is the president? He or she is a person picked by the universe to work well and serve the people. God is on the side of the people, not the president. Some people may criticize me for saying this. God is not really on the side of the president or on the side of government officials. God is on the side of the people. God is looking for a good worker for the people. Since everyone is reluctant to step down from their positions, God shook things up and pushed out one person, bringing in a younger person. This young candidate emerges. Harris wasn't very bright originally. Originally, she wasn't. This isn't to say she isn't capable. She wasn't brilliant in handling government affairs. But now the universe is working on this. So Harris emerges, and the idea is that a younger person should try to change the world. While being in the Democratic Party, she wasn't very active within the party. However, the table has turned, and she will become very active and do excellent work. There are only 3 months left, but that's enough time. If Harris becomes the president, she will reorganize things for the world. She wants to once again have the United States, which has been complacent in its role for the international community, join hands with allied nations to work together for the world. Now, the United States needs to restore order. What kind of country is the United States? What we need to understand is that the United States is a country where people from all over the world live together. It is not just a place for white or black people. It is a continent where people from all over the world live together. Then America needs to move forward together by joining hands with people from all over the world. Which country will be the center of the world? Harris already knows this. She understands that 대한민국 or Korea will be at the center of the world. Harris knows that 대한민국 will become a central country in the world. Therefore, Harris, who will join hands with 대한민국 or Korea and try to work together for the future, should become the president. I will put my energy into supporting that person. If 대한민국 wishes someone to become the president, then that person is destined to become the president. From now on, and the future begins now. If someone with the greatest energy in 대한민국 or Korea says something, the universe will accept it. The era of 대한민국 has begun. Until now, the world has been suppressing 대한민국 or Korea. Because if they didn't, 대한민국 would stand out too much. Koreans are so smart that everyone would stand out. So powerful countries have been suppressing Korea, and so have intermediate and competing countries. The era of suppression is over. 대한민국 or Korea will rise. With rising 대한민국, countries that join hands will thrive. And countries that disregard 대한민국 will fall. This is how things will turn out.